Then I went again.
Well, he said
Spiritual dimension.
How precious and how
Unimportant the world was.
I became a family.
Everyone else was astonished.
Dr. David Laserson is an educator, author, and musician. In 1973, shortly before his marriage, he attended a Shabbos Farbrengen in 770.
Shabbos day at the Farbrengen, all the Chassanim, the guys who are getting married, go up with a bottle of mashka to the Rebbe in front of everybody, thousands of people at the Shabbos Farbrengen. And you go up, you give the Rebbe a l'chaim, and there's a whole protocol to it. You go up with a cup and the bottle and another cup, so the Rebbe pours in, and a whole shebang. And then you get a bracha from the Rebbe before the wedding. So again, I'm nervous because I got to go up in front of there's like 10,000 people there. Everybody's packed in like sardines at 770 Eastern Parkway. Big Farbrengen going on. And it comes my turn in the middle of the Farbrengen. So I go up and I decide, okay, I've been in yeshiva now, 10, 11 months. And so now it's time to impress the Rebbe with my Yiddish. I decided, okay, I'm going to show the Rebbe I'm one of the boys now. So I put the mashka down, the cup down, and I say to the Rebbe in perfect Yiddish, das ist noch mein Chasana. So the Rebbe goes like this. Was? I said, das ist noch mein Chasana. And the Rebbe said, was? At that point I said, this is for my wedding. So, unbeknownst to me, I found out later, I'm saying to the Rebbe in Yiddish, this is after my wedding. This is after my wedding, in Yiddish. And of course, it was the Shabbos before the wedding. And so finally, when I said it, after the Rebbe said to me, was, twice, I said, this is for my wedding. So the Rebbe gave this big smile and kind of laughed. And, he gave a big smile. He didn't laugh at me. It was like a cute, and then he gave me a bracha, and meantime, after that, everybody was like, oh, that was awesome, amazing. Wow, you got this big smile from the Rebbe. Tell us exactly what he said. And I was like, I ain't saying nothing. You forget about it. You are not hearing nothing what transpired. So I didn't tell anybody for months. My wife is very pregnant, and we give a note to the Rebbe. And in the note, I wrote in asking for sort of all these kind of highfalutin brachas from the Rebbe that we want to raise our child to be, a chassid, Yerushalayim, God-fearing, a tzaddik, to be, this and that, like all these different sort of psychological, emotional qualities, and these sort of attributes. So I gave the letter to the Rebbe. The Rebbe looked at it, and then he looked up and he smiled at me, and he said to me, you should raise your kids together with your wife in a good mood. And so at first I said amen, but then I remember my reaction was like, that's it? It's like, surely there's more here, right? I mean, we're just getting warmed up. And that was it. And so I remember I was kind of pausing like, and, what about Chassid Yerushalayim, Lamdin, Oske, B'tzachei Tzibor, et cetera, all these different milas, these different qualities. And the Rebbe said you should raise your kids together with your wife in a good mood. And so I said amen. And like that, I said thank you, and we made our way out. And I remember my first reaction was like, well, gee, that's kind of disappointing. What about all those other things we asked about? And then when I thought about it, when I've told the other, people I'm close with and other rabbis about this, and they were just blown away by the Rebbe's response. First of all, I learned a couple things. Like immediately, as soon as we left, so I said to Gittel, I said, hey, we're having more than one. Now, I don't know if we're having more than one this time around, but the Rebbe said children. And what's the second thing? We should stay together. All right, the Rebbe says, stay together with your wife. How? In a good mood. And maybe all those other things will flow as a result of staying together through thick and through thin. And doing it in a good mood. So really, I was thinking afterwards, like, you know, that's going to be a challenge. That's not going to be so easy. I'm like, that's what we got from the Rebbe. That's plenty.